In a way, what you just saw resembles any quick-paced fact drill, but this was much more focused. The problems weren't random additions, they weren't all additions, they were focusing on only two things. One is the pairs that make 10, and the other is how many 10s they already have. And in fact, that second bit of practice is asking them to keep two things in mind at the same time. A pretty important skill for any mental computation, and actually for lots of mathematics. By 5th grade, this practice can look quite different, but the principles are really the same. Kids can decide themselves whether they're going to solve an easy problem or a hard problem, whether they're going to solve a new problem or focus on the accuracy of an old problem. And the teacher can also watch what's going on, and you'll notice how she uses some of the wrong answers, but also some of the controversy about the answers in order to spark discussion later on.
Okay, you guys remember how to do this? Alrighty. You may not erase anything in pink, but if you see something in white that you think is wrong, after it gets written up there, you can erase the things in white. Everybody remember what to do? All right, let's see. Tyler, I think I'll start with you. Patrick. You guys don't need to raise your hands, by the way. I'm just going to call you. Yeah? Right now, we're not going to say anything. We're just going to go up and we're going to fill that in as best we can. And when we get to the end, when it's all filled in, then we're going to talk about it, especially if we have questions or concerns. Haley. Be looking at the board. Be getting ready. Okay, Tyler. Patrick. Nick. Monica. Okay, we're going to stop for a sec and just remind ourselves about a couple of things before we go back and finish this, okay? What does n squared mean? Who can tell me? Mike.
It would be, in this case, 3 times 3, or 20 times 20, or 9 times 9, or 12 times 12, and etc.
Okay, good. Aya, you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's the number times itself.
The number times itself. Great. Okay, so just make sure everybody remembers that. And how about here? What does this mean? Patrick.
It means n. In n, it would be one of them. I'll just say 3 right now, because...
Yep.
3 minus 1 would be 2.
Yep.
And 3 plus 1 would be 4. And 2 plus 4 equals 6.
Oh, okay. So you think this means n minus 1 plus n plus 1, Katerina?
It means that if you do 3 minus 1 is 2, then you add 1 to it,
3
is 3.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't done this for a while, huh? Anybody have a different idea about what this one means? Mike?
minus itself and then plus itself.
But what about, there's two expressions here. What do we do with them? Do we add them? Do we figure out n minus 1 and then add that to n plus 1?
Yes.
We do? Okay.
No.
Haley?
I think you take, like, say 3. You take 3 and minus it, so it would be 2, and then plus 1 is 3.
Okay. So it's a good thing we stopped. Let's go back and remind ourselves what this means. Kelly?
I agree with Harold and Katerina because there is no plus sign.
There's no plus sign. And remember what we said what happens when we're doing algebraic expressions and there's no operation sign in between two expressions? What do we do there? Does anyone remember?
In this next classroom, the activity that you'll see is essentially the same as the one you've just seen, but it will look quite different. More children will be at the board at one time. The pace will be a little bit faster. And this has the advantage, of course, of giving each child a bit more practice because they get to come to the board more often. It also has the disadvantage of keeping the rest of the children less able to focus on one particular answer at a time to assess its correctness. But the choice is up to the teacher, depending on the teacher's style, the needs of the class at that time, the need to watch closely and assess what the class is doing, perhaps for discussion purposes afterwards. It's completely up to the teacher.
I sense excitement building in the room. Very well done. We're just going to go down the columns. We'll do yes, no, yes, no. Okay. So.
Yes, 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 no.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, I heard a no. Okay. That was quite a no. Wow. Okay. So what should this be?
9.
Wait. 8. N equals 8 plus 1. 9.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes?